While driving down Highway 191, you've probably noticed the beautiful scenery. But do you also notice how many white crosses that represent fatal accidents line the road?
This is kind of humbling work when you realize that somebody's aunt, uncle, son, daughter, this represents somebody that is not with us anymore.
Greg Harbac was born and raised in Montana. He served with the Marine Corps and has now been a member of the American Legion for 22 years. And if you didn't know, the American Legion has been responsible for putting up fatality markers across Montana since 1952.
What we do is we mark places where people have had unimaginable tragedy.
I first met Greg around a month ago when he was installing 2 crosses for the motorcyclists who died in an accident off 191. For the last 16 years, Greg has taken on the role of American Legion Fatality Marker Coordinator for Post 14. I asked what kind of changes he's seen over the years.
There are more and more accidents. In the case of Highway 191, it's one of the saddest places that I end up servicing along with my team.
Around 8 p.m. Sunday night, a 31-year-old Big Sky man was driving a pickup truck northbound on 191. He lost control and was hit by an oncoming semi-truck. The pickup driver was killed and the other driver injured. The American Legion Post 99 in Big Sky will be responsible for that marker. In fact, they're responsible for the many markers you see along 191 throughout the canyon. But Greg tells me where Post 14 area starts.
When you come out of Gallatin Canyon, in that next mile, there are 7 fatalities that have happened. By the time you get to Four Corners, you are pretty close to 30 markers.
Greg has installed 34 markers between Four Corners and the start of Gallatin Canyon in his 16 years. 3 of those markers have been put up in the last 4 months.
That's a short piece of road where they're just not paying attention. They're either excited that they're getting close to Bozeman, or even more excited that suddenly they have cell phone coverage when they get out of the canyon.
Greg tells me the American Legion doesn't just put up these crosses as a memorial to those who have died. It's also a reminder, especially while driving 191, where the highway is lined with crosses.
When you start seeing a lot of those crosses, especially in places where they're congregated together, that should tell each and every one of us that that's a dangerous place and we need to be just a little more on our toes.
In Bozeman, Cassidy Powers, MTN News.